You hate wasting money, right? You despise wasting time. But what about your words? Being able to efficiently and effectively communicate your ideas, both in writing and in public speaking, is one of the most important skills for any successful person. The watchword here is brevity. Far too many aspiring thought leaders fail to recognize the importance of maximizing as few words as possible. In a time of increasing options for how people can spend their time online and what content they have at their fingertips, it's more important than ever that you can quickly and succinctly distill any message you want to relay to an audience. In many cases, you'll only have one or a limited number of opportunities to reach an audience that you are targeting. It's on you to do everything that you can do to maximize the potential power of these interactions. It's perfectly normal to be uncomfortable with speaking in public if you don't have a background in doing so. It is something that you'll likely need to come to terms with, however, in order to progress to the top rungs of your field. It seems like today it's expected for those in every industry to be able to speak to their expertise. The growing popularity of TED Talk style events has amped up the bar considerably. Now, don't let your nervousness paralyze you. The good news is that audiences respond to the best speakers who convey authentically. This means that you don't need to be the most polished or smooth speaker that ever graced the stage to win them over. By just conveying the sense of who you really are and transmitting your expertise and message in a way that holds value for your audiences, you'll quickly be able to win them over. When you really explore what is at the root of your nervousness, you'll likely find that you don't actually have a whole lot to be afraid of. The worst case scenario is some temporary embarrassment. But more likely than not, the audience will actually be rooting for you to succeed and will attempt to share their sentiment with you. Really, they are in your corner. It will help you enormously if you can spend some time practicing the presentation and some speeches before receptive audiences, perhaps a trusted confidant or two. Or you might even want to consider videotaping your remarks so that you can study your presentation and identify where you might find areas of improvement before the big day of your pitch. As in any endeavor, practice really is everything. Apply the same techniques that you have provided to success in other areas of business. If you have thoroughly researched your market and potential competitors, why not apply the same level of research to the venue you are speaking at and what to expect from the audience? If you can identify what kind of knowledge they are working with of your subject and can identify the potentially touchy subjects that you should avoid, you'll be more confident that you can handle any unexpected developments or questions that may emerge from the presentation. Take the time to thoroughly structure your remarks in advance so that you don't find yourself stumbling along the way at the moment when you're looking for the next turn. The general rule of thumb for best practice is to prepare an opening, 3 key points, and a conclusion. This might seem too simplistic a narrative for some complex subjects, but the exercise of narrowing them down into a simple structure will help you succinctly and skillfully relay your key messages. Set yourself up for success by doing everything you can to feel comfortable. This even extends to the clothes you wear. You don't want to be entertaining any fleeting thoughts, pondering if you selected the right outfit to be scrutinized by the audience. Go with clothes that you feel comfortable in and that you know will fit well, complementing your style. It will mean there is one less factor of the presentation that you need to be spending time worrying about. The same notion goes for making sure that you get a good night's sleep and thorough rest before the presentation so you're 100% in the moment on the big day. Eliminating these distractions is important because if they are distracting you, the audience will notice them as well. And you want your crowd to be completely focused on the substance and key message of your remarks. You can help achieve that by telling stories, which has been consistently shown as one of the most effective means of communicating complex information. By all means, use facts and statistics to lend heft to your arguments, but continue to always find ways to highlight the human part of the issue you're discussing. Don't just recite a dry list of numbers, but help the audience get to know the specific people and how they are affected. This means that your marketing pitch might highlight the ways that your service helps make your customers' lives easier or creates more income or job opportunities for its employees. This focus on outcomes and benefits is important to note. Many ad materials make fundamental flow of recounting in numbing detail the features on various products and services, while failing to highlight how these features can help the consumer achieve something or lead to a better lifestyle. I assure you that your audience is almost invariably going to be primarily concerned with how exactly your product or service or message can help them lead to a better life. Resist the temptation to geek out over technology or process if it can't be tied back to the primary pitch of why the audience should care. You can't assume that you have achieved your aim just because you have thoroughly understand why a business practice or piece of software is important. You must bring your audience along on that journey as well. This is where my counsel for market research and audience analysis is so important. You'll want to have a good idea of how familiar and fluent in the subject matter that your audience is. The preparation will allow you to avoid the twin pitfalls of either talking down to a sophisticated audience or completely bewildering a novice crowd that is unfamiliar with the jargon that you are using. In either event, speaking plainly and clearly will help you break through whatever you seek to express. Remember that effective presentations are very often about simplification. Think of them as peeling back layers on an onion to reveal the core message behind all of the technology and business. Break down your business to its simplest essence, and you will find that even the audience of beginners should be able to accompany you in that journey. So thinking about the steps that you need to take or the practices you need to get better at in creating your future, how can you do that when it comes to communication? How can you communicate more succinctly and more directly with your audience? Think about this the next time a presentation, whether it be on paper or in person. And you'll find that when you break it down to the simplest form, add in a few stories about how it makes their life better, you'll succeed more and you'll succeed faster. Your communication and your style of communication is the key to your financial future. You can learn more at my website by registering at tonynewmeyer.com for free articles and trainings. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook. And remember, always live rich.